People of the Purple Butterfly here, otherwise known as People7 on Twitter and YouTube, people are elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com, and my soaps, Purple Butterfly Soaps, could be located at people.etsy.com. And today I'm coming to you live from the floor because we're going to be making paint. And I'm not going to risk messing up the cuteness of the living room and the couch and all of that good stuff. So, there's a couple of things we're going to need. And I'm not one of these people that tell you, oh, we're going to make paint. First, grab a paint as a base. If we don't do that, that would be silly. It's not making paint if you're making the paint from a paint. Right? And I actually seen a video that told people to do just that the other day. It was like, really? Oi. Now, let me make sure my cane is within easy reach, because when it's time to get up, that's going to be the only way I'm going to be able to get up. And I'm honest about that. So, let me do this to where you actually see what I'm doing, hopefully, because I had it right here set up perfect, and then the natural lighting of it all, the sun shifted phases or whatever, and then it got dark, as you've seen live on camera. This is a drinking straw. I have a whole bag of plastic flatware. It got ghost on me. I think the little ghost of his house borrowed it because I just bought it 2 days ago. I know the people that live in the house with us currently, they're not going to touch it. The people that come by and borrow stuff and they won't miss it might have done just that. This is a clear container. This is a very ancient jar of gum arabic that I paid $1.24 for at Hobby Lobby. I don't even know if they make it in a powdered format anymore. I don't know if it costs $1.24 anymore. I know that this stuff is in a powdered format, and you can also get it in a liquid format. Now, here we have an ancient bottle of Mod Podge. This stuff is very liquidy because when it was Mod Podge, it was starting to get thick, and I poured some sterilized water in it. So get some distilled water or some purified water. If your Mod Podge happens to be going south on you, put at least half of it in a new container. I use the old Mod Podge container and fill it up with water. If you have to add more water, keep doing that. This is almost 10 years old, but it works. Okay? Now, you can use eyeshadows, pigments. Like I have some, this is a pigment container for Diamond Dust Mica, which gives you a sparkly, not a color, just a sparkly, so you have to add a color to it. This is a container of, well, it used to have soft green. It also used to have coral reef blue. All my greens tend to go in this container. I'm going to reuse this container today. The fun part about this is, as long as it's wet, it's water clean up. Once it dries, it's permanent. So use stuff that you don't mind sacrificing. I needed a yellow. This is a Saturn yellow. This is a non-bleaching, recommended for cotton co-processor, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking for a particular code though. This one's made of polyester. So this is, there's actually a video I made on the difference between micas, oxides, synthetic coloring, so forth and so on. That one is polyester. This is a soft yellow mica. I didn't know I had that. Sure enough to work with. No. This is a midnight blue. That's a little dark for my purposes. Oh, and that's another thing. Just because it looks black on the package, you still want to read what it says, because in soap, this becomes lighter and it becomes a midnight blue. In this package, it looks like it's flat black, which is a yuck yuck. Soap berry green. I think we'll use that today. Okay, the soap berry green, and this, I love these tops. Go to Sally's, it's the only place I've ever seen them, where it has like a little lid inside the lid that seals out. It's made for wet or dry, and when you're dealing with powders, it helps to have something that keeps that initial burst from occurring. So I'm just going to go ahead and open that, and then I always put the seal back inside the lid so it does not get lost. I only have a little bit of that color in there, but that's enough. I'm going to put it with this mica soap berry green, which will give me a nice sparkly. I'm going to put my finger right here and break the seal, and then give that a second, and then open it a little more, because if you don't use the pinprick method that I showed you in a previous video, that is the only way you're going to get that mica out of there without a great big explosion of powder everywhere. Okie dokie. Now, what I'm going to do, let me open this one too, because I know for a fact that will get everywhere. And you notice I'm getting it away from my face, because if it does explode, I don't want it all over my face. This is a soap color, which means it's going to be hard to wash off, because it's made to permanently color soap and wash away in the, lathering process. But if you have a concentration of it, it's going to take a lot of soap and a lot of lather to get rid of it. Now, the gum arabic. When you're using a method such as Mod Podge, you don't actually need it. It's a binding agent. If you add it with some water, and literally if you make a waterproof coloring, you take some gum arabic, the color, mix it with some distilled water, and you're done. But because this is an acrylic medium, it's already got the liquid in it, so basically I'm just adding a little bit of gum arabic, not a lot. And like I said, I don't need it, but I'm using it anyway for one particular reason. It helps spread all these lumpy lumps of color into a smooth format. Come on out there. And see, usually I whisk this around in my oils with the power of my stick blender, and then put that in soap, and it becomes very, very smooth. But we're not doing it that way today, so we have to do it this way. Now, let me seal that back up and make sure I hear the clicks, because products like these, if you don't hear that click, it's not sealed, and you go to grab it and mica in your face, which is not where we want it. So I have it in here. I am going to put it in that smaller container, but before I do that, I want to make sure it's smooth enough to work with. And I only have it in the other container so I can seal it up at will, because this is going to be a substantial amount, but it also might be not enough or too much. If it's not enough, I can always make more. If it's too much, then I'm going to need some place to put it away, because I'm not necessarily going to, I mean, hello, it's paint, so you don't use all your paint all in one sitting. Now, here's where it gets sneaky. Okay, this is already ready to go into this. But if I pour this directly here, and that's a smaller container, I might end up with too much and then having to find another container. If I put this directly in there, it can, you know, if you've ever worked with powders, you know what I mean, especially loose powders. Yeah. And then we have the fact that this never wants to open for me. I almost feel like She-Ra and Wonder Woman mixed together. Okay. I always love the smell of Mod Podge. Anyway, take your container. Oh, well, hold on. Like I said, this is some past prime Mod Podge, so let's strain it on out of there. Don't get the lumps and the chunks in there.